We spoke to Nigel earlier, and he said that syndicates and racing clubs and the like are very important to the yard. So anyone that doesn't know, Andy Gibson here in the middle, professional gambler, that produces the Cheltenham Trail book every year now, as well as an advisory service. So tell us about your connection down here, because you're from way up in Lancaster.
Yeah, indeed, and I've just stood over there watching Nigel in the interview with you. Went on a bit, didn't it? Oof. 20. What was that? 25 minutes. We'll make this brief, shall we? So I come up here. I've been up here 4 times now, which means I've listened to the story of Seagram's Grand National win 16 times. It's fascinating stuff. It gets better every time it gets told. Eddie, you were mentioning about Tiger Roll. What was it about Tiger Roll?
Well, the main thing about Tiger Roll was, why did he sell it?
It was 75 quid he got for it.
Well, that's what everyone wants to know. Why did he sell it? How bad a judge is that, you know?
And you said to me his parting words were, that horse will never win another race, wasn't it?
He said he can't get out of his own way.
Unfortunately for me, right or wrong, I spoke to a great jockey in Roddy Green. He rides out for us. Great man, a great judge. First day he rode him, his words were basically, get rid of the horse, it's no bloody good. So shows how good Judge Roddy Green was, but that's another story.
So that's Nigel passing the buck there. The Cheltenham Trail. So we got involved because I think we met at Carlisle races once or twice, didn't we?
We did.
With that wonderful character, Jeff Hall.
Jeff Hall, Lord Boleyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeff Hall's famous for at Carlisle races, when he won a race with Nigel, he actually picked the jockey up and walked him, or give him a piggyback all the way to the weighing room, which of course must have been against the rules. But I think Jeff had 1 or 2 too many and didn't really notice. But I got to know Nigel through Carlisle. Obviously, a wonderful chap, joking aside and all that. And it's taken us about 2 years to get together with a horse. We've got a horse called El Maftun with the Cheltenham Trail Racing Syndicate now. And I've been up here 3 or 4 times with my wife Emma and met Nigel and Eddie. It's always a good crack up here. Fantastic place to come to. And we're really excited about the horse. He ran at Lingfield yesterday in a hot maiden. He was, he did as well as he could on the day, but well behind those horses who could turn out to be group horses. And we're probably heading for Ludlow for his juvenile hurdling campaign next, with a bit of luck.
Okay, well, hopefully people will still be watching this after it's panned out. But can you tell us a bit about the syndicate and tell us about the sort of money you have to pay to join, and is it invitation only? How can people get involved with either your syndicate or others at Nigel's?
Well, I'll ask Nigel in a second about his Nigel Hawke Racing club. So that's a different one to join. My syndicate is called the Cheltenham Trail Syndicate, which I run with Nick McKenna. The doors actually close on the club the first time we have a runner. So actually, in terms of timing, this isn't perfect, but that's okay. We run the club every 2 years. This racing club starts from yesterday for 2 years, and then in 2 years' time we have another go. We've got one horse with Nigel. We've got a horse called Nully Secundus with Susan Corbett, and we'll be buying a horse with Mickey Hammond and maybe one more after that. And we'll keep the horses for 2 years and sell them at the end of the 2 year period.
So is it run in conjunction with your tipping advisory service?
Oh yeah, tipping, that's a dangerous word, Simon.
Or is it, do people have to be a member of the Cheltenham Trail?
No.
A member of the syndicate?
Absolutely not. No, the people who are on the Cheltenham Trail, the Cheltenham Trail isn't a tipping service. I must be clear on that. It's, I think if people just want the name of a horse to back, then I'll always point them in another direction other than my service. My service tends to be for high-end gamblers, TV pundits, bookmakers, and really, if somebody just wants the name of a horse to back, I'd rather steer them somewhere else. But no, it's the club's open to anybody. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me on my website, thecheltenhamtrail.com, I'll get back to them. We can have a chat and work out something for the next time we have a racing club starting in probably the autumn of 2024.
Okay, Eddie, do you mind owners like Andy coming down sort of telling you how to do it? Or?
Well, that can be a bit annoying sometimes.
Terrible.
Seeing as Andy, I don't remember, how many winners did you ride, Andy? Did you ride one?
No. Funnily enough, it's the same, you know, when we do Cheltenham Festival preview nights, I've done some with a few top jockeys, and they've said exactly the same as Eddie, and I've said, and unless I'm very much, in fact that's McCoy on the phone now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
I said, unless I'm very much mistaken, the audience here have come here to find out a few winners for the festival. They haven't come to learn how to ride a bloody horse. Yeah. But, you know,
Very true. But one thing I suppose is unique in our game is that you get people sending you horses and then to train and then telling you how to do it. Andy is grand. He's no problem at all. But that is a unique thing, I suppose. If you took your car to the garage, you wouldn't tell the mechanic how to fix it, would you? But in racing, it seems to be a big thing these days. It's even worse now with all the analysts and what have you on telly. You'll hear them when they're walking around on the start. Oh, this horse is going to make the run and this is going to be dropped in. They haven't a clue what way they're going to be ridden, because nobody knows that, only the jockey and the trainer. But still, they beef it up by saying stuff like that all the time, which I always find a bit irritating. But no, Andy is grand. Andy's no problem at all. If they're all like him, it'd be an easy job.
But in fairness to Andy, he does know the form book inside out. So mapping a horse's career, would he have an input in that?
Again, you know, anyone can read. It's knowing the horse and knowing what he likes, ground, trip, track, left-handed, right-handed, how he likes to be ridden. All these kind of things are stuff you learn at home. You know, you learn, you know, you can't read that out of a book. You have to have a hands-on experience, you know.
Okay, so Andy's racing club at the moment is closed, but Nigel's, can you tell us a bit about what you've got to offer if anybody's interested in getting involved?
Yeah, I mean, funny you saying racing club being so much, we've got always, it's like I said earlier on, I think it's definitely the way that racing's got to go, and we've got to get the man on the street more involved in racing. So we've got a couple of horses, and Professor Cochlear's and Ballaghaunty Boy, we've both got form, especially Ballaghaunty Boy, at a very cheap rate, but it's people can have a 1% share. But what I'm trying to do with these clubs is give everyone a chance just to dip the toe in it and see what they think of the game. You know, I listen to a lot of people obviously go racing and owners and things like that when they're in a lot of these huge racing clubs. That's not for everybody. I mean, what we like to give sort of personal attention, and that's what we can do here, and that's what we're good at as well. So I think we got to open doors. It's not just the race, and a day like this is what it's all about, and that's what we try to do.
Okay, and all the information can be found, and I believe yours as well, Andy, at Nigel's website. There's a link to Cheltenham Trail as well.
Have you updated it yet?
Yes.
Yeah, you sure?
Yes.
No, it's all there. It's all there. Oh, did you?
It's all there.
Oh, it's all there.
That's a surprise.
You give him 10 out of 10 for trying, don't you?
But just to go back to Eddie's point about analysts and the difference between that and knowing the horse, I think he's absolutely right that, you know, I work with one or two trainers, and the information I have about the whole race is very different from the information that the people working with that horse have about the specific information about that one horse. And I think the combination of the two are sometimes incredibly helpful.
I think, so Andy, what you just said, I think you've just hit the nail on the head there. And that's what I like to think we are here, and especially Andy as well. He follows the form. You work together as a team, and you put everything in together and come out with the best solution. I think that is so important. It's teamwork, and that's what we're trying to build on all the time.
Okay, so it's Nigel Hawke Racing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Google that and you'll find it, and get involved and get the chance to come up here.
And talking about teamwork, my wife Emma, who's right behind you now, Simon, and Eddie are taking me and Nigel on at Tiverton Golf Club this afternoon. 5 to 6 each of two. Anybody want to get involved? You're welcome.
Easy money.
Can I interrupt? Does that mean you got the short straw? You got me.
I got you.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Nigel, Andy and Eddie, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Who's that, Nigel, coming up the hill? Any idea? Not a clue. Not a bloody clue.
I'm not talking. It's the thing there. God.
I think that's why he said it, Nigel.
So here we are in the Hawke barn, and this is available for anybody staying at Nigel's place. You've got Airbnb now here, Nigel. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But how long have you had the Airbnb going?
We had Airbnb now 12, 18 months. So we just finished 2 cottages as well, which is up for accommodation as well. Obviously, Hawke barn here, multiple uses. I mean, obviously it's private weddings and everything like that. So it's a lovely, cosy barn which can be used for lots of things.
Okay, and if people were interested in booking Airbnb here, would they also get the chance to go on the gallops and have a look at the horses and things like that?
That is the whole idea of all these things. It's just obviously we'll have to talk to me first, but that's the whole use, that people will be on the gallops and have a look around horses for me in the evening, anything like that.
And what about the barn itself here? It looks like a really good place for people to get together and have some food and drink. Would people have use of the kitchen to cook for themselves, or would that be provided? Or it could be
yeah, I mean, basically there's just more set up for the kitchen side. There's hospitality, any functions, anything like that. But yeah, it's there to be used for any use you want to.
Right, brilliant. So shall we go and have a look at the 2 new cottages?
Yes. Okay.
Right, let's go and have a look. You come out to Hawke barn. Nigel, I don't know which way I'm going. I'm going to follow you, Nigel, actually. I think that would be best. I'm going to go and find where the 2 cottages are. Oh, look at that. Wonderful area there for relaxation. In the shade. Very helpful at the moment. Got a taxi really, haven't we? Here's Nigel's wife, Catherine, enjoying herself in the outdoor schooling area.
Here. Show the farm office.
So, let's go inside. Beautiful.
2 bedrooms out here.
Can I have a look through here, Simon?
Yeah.
Just have a look at
Don't forget the hot tub.
lovely spacious bedroom.
Nice, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous, that. Really nice. Excuse me, Simon, I beg your pardon.
But you see what it is, the its location. This is what people love. They go out there in the summertime.
And then we're going to go
And we'll come out the front here.
through here, Simon. We'll just have a quick look in this other bedroom here, Simon, very quickly.
It's interesting showing you because you know what you love.
Single bed and a double bed. Fantastic.
Right, you've seen it.
And then obviously we've got the bathroom here with shower and bath, etc. And we're just going to go out the back now and admire the view. Oh, and a hot tub. How about that? So how many? I mean, really, it would fit 2 people, 5 people really.
We can sleep 6 in here and 7 in here.
60, so maybe up to 13 people in total in the 2 barns. Available any time of year?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Okay, so now Catherine Hawke, trainer's wife. From what I've seen this morning, apart from the hospitality I've been given, you've been the one doing all the work. So what's your main role in the firm?
Well, we've got a really good team, so it's not just me. The experience behind the team is immense. What I bring to the table, I guess, is the hospitality side of it. I'm a horse person in my own right. We come from sort of the show jumping stroke showing line. My mum was a show jumper, my daughter's show jumping on the junior circuit. So yeah, been brought up in that world.
Okay, was the racing something new to you then when you came here, or has that always been part of it as well?
The racing side of it was something that my father was interested in, my late father. And then obviously I met Nigel and became more sort of immersed in it. But to be fair, all the equestrian disciplines are intertwined, and obviously the common thing is beautiful horses.
And I saw you riding some beautiful horses this morning. So when you were down there on the, what is it you call that where you were?
Oh, the arena.
Yeah. So what are you teaching them there?
So that was one of my daughter's competition ponies. Just doing flat work with him, bringing him actually back into work, ready for the winter circuit. So yeah, just putting him through his paces.
So are you a local Devon girl?
No, I'm not. I'm Somerset born and bred.
Okay. So what would you say is the best part of this life?
Being outdoors. I'm an outdoors person, and every morning I pinch myself because it's such a beautiful location, and having to sort of have the experience of being with all these beautiful thoroughbred horses, competition ponies. Very lucky person.
Okay, and do you ride out as well?
I don't, not anymore, no, I just haven't quite got the time.
Okay, so the last word has to go to you two chaps, Nigel and Andy.
Well, we've had such a good morning here, and you asked me earlier, Simon, why somebody from Lancaster would be interested in having a horse with Nigel Hawke, and I think you've seen plenty of evidence this morning in terms of the wonderful atmosphere there is there, the fantastic views, the absolutely stunning place to be. And I've always been indebted to Nigel because when he won the Grand National, did he mention that he won the Grand National? I can't remember.
Yeah, he did.
He did mention it, yeah.
Did I tell you earlier on?
Yeah,
Mention
yeah.
it? All right, I was just wondering.
When he won the Grand National in 1991 on Seagram, he won at 14-1, and I had a really good bet on the horse. I won a lot of money that day, and all down to Nigel, because if a decent jockey had been on board, that horse would have been 5-2 favourite, and I wouldn't have touched it. So Nigel, forever in your debt.
And fortunately on that note, Andy, I can't disagree either, but there we go on to another story. But yeah. But I hope everyone's enjoyed themselves today. I think just taking you around like this, I think everybody can see what we're trying to establish here. Obviously, everybody loves the racing, going racing, but it's the other part as well that gets so much missed, and hopefully this is what we're trying to show you this morning. So it's all part of the whole game.
Directly from behind the scenes. Well, both of you, Andy, Nigel, thank you very much.
And Simon Knott, a wonderful job you've done today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.